Good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Black Forest coming to you with another market analysis video. Currency breakdown. This morning, we're going to be looking at the USDCAD. Okay, but before we get started to break down this currency pair in this chart, we have to state that this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. But we all know why you guys are here. You guys are here to find good, credible Forex content that can help improve your ability as a trader and that can help put a little bit of extra money in your pocket, okay? Why do the hard work when we'll do the hard work for you? And all you got to do is just apply the hard work we've done and sit back and watch it come in, okay? So, with all that said, let's go ahead and break down this chart and this currency pair, okay? So before we dive into technical analysis of what is happening on the chart, let us discuss what is happening with CAD and USD respectively, first starting with the CAD. Okay. Now we did start out the week with the Canadian dollar as being one of our weaker currencies, and it is still behaving as one of our weaker currencies as we go into the latter part, the beginning of this trading week. Okay. Now we do not have a lot of CAD news coming out this week. We don't have no news coming out about the CAD until actually tomorrow after the start of the New York session around 10 o'clock Eastern time. Okay. But as of now, we do not have no news coming out about the CAD. But we do have news coming out with the where is it? Where is it? We do have news coming out about oil, which is going to affect the CAD price as well. So when is that oil news coming out? Okay, that oil news does not come out until Thursday. So we don't have no CAD news coming out at the beginning part of this trading week. But so we'll have to go off the economic news that we went over last time. And the last economic news to come out about CAD came out the latter part of last trading week prior. And that's the last time oil news came out as well. So oil and CAD does have a traditional relationship in which that the prices of oil directly affects the currency value of the CAD. So when oil's up, the Canadian dollar's up. When oil down, the Canadian dollar is down. Okay. And the last time the oil news came out, we had more barrels of oil in circulation than less barrels of oil in circulation, which means that the price per barrel of oil went down, which is reason why you're starting to see drops at the gas pump. Get drops on the price at the gas pump. Okay, so as long as we see a continuation in the drop in price in oil, then we will see when we see oil, we will see CAD continue to become weaker. But if we start to see prices go up in gas, which means prices per barrel of oil went up, then we're going to continue to see a stronger CAD and will as oil prices start to go up. So CAD does go off as economic owned news too, which we did not have a lot of. And like I said, we're not actually getting that to the latter part of this trading week. And we're also not getting no oil news to the latter part of this trading week as well. So we have to rely on the news during the prior trading week, which showed that CAD from its own economic news wasn't too good. It was more negative news than positive news. Along with that, with rising oil, with rising volume of oil being put into circulation means that we do have a weakening of the CAD. Okay. Now the USD. Before we get into the economics, let's talk about the non-traditional relationship that it's having. Okay. Due to geopolitical events that's surrounding economic markets right now, we have a non-traditional relationship developed between the USD and oil. Okay. So as long as excuse me, as long as prices of oil continue to go up, we'll see a weakening of the US dollar. As long as we've seen prices of oil continue to go down, we will see a strengthening of the US dollar. And this is because if oil prices go up, that means that there's less money getting spent in the stores and more money getting spent at the gas pumps. So there's less money getting spent in the stores, That means that there's less money going into the economy, which means that the economy stagnates and shrinks and weakens the US dollar. Okay. Now, if people are spending less money at the pumps, then that means there's more money going into the economy because they have a lot more available money to spend in the stores, which means a growing US economy, which means a growing US dollar. Okay. So both these currency pairs are heavily contingent on the price of oil, and it almost has an inverse relationship. So if oil prices go up, we'll see a strengthening of the CAD and a weakening of the USD. If oil prices go down, we'll see a strengthening of the USD and a weakening of the CAD. Okay. Now, the USD has also had other economic news that came out during the last part. During the trading week prior, we had a lot more positive news than negative news come out about the USD. We had very strong job report numbers come out about the USD as well, and we do have a lot of important news dropping for the USD around 8:30 Eastern time, just prior to the opening of New York. So we're going to have to see how these numbers come out is going to play towards going into the strength of the USD, going into the beginning of New York and the rest of the trading sessions throughout the rest of this trading week. Okay, especially with it being a short week with let's see, we have a holiday on Friday, which is Good Friday. Okay, so we're going to have to see how these things play out. Okay. Now, with all that being said, let's go ahead and break down what's happening on the chart. Okay. So as we can see, since the beginning of March, since about mid-March, we had drops in price, 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 and this was all due to oil prices being high, so that means that the USD was weak and the CAD was strong. Then we started to range out right here. Then we broke the range very aggressively, and we've been going up and up. And it looks like we're going to continue to go up in our up trajectory. Now we may have some. Now we may have some retracement. We may range out, drop to about here or here before we continue to go up, or we can just range out from here, have a slight pathetic drop and continue to go up as well. But it's still looking like, for the most part, that we're going to be going towards the long position, favoring in the long position than the short position. This is just due because of how weak the Canadian dollar is, due to the current state of fundamentals with gas prices going down and the strengthening of the US dollar. Okay. And like I said, we do not have any Canadian news coming out until Wednesday in the beginning of the New York session. So we can't really how can I say, we can't really get a clear direction on what's going to happen until that news comes out with the CAD. So we have to rely on the news of the last trading week, okay, which was kind of more so negative than positive. So with that being said, let's go over this one more time. We could range out, drop to here or here before we continue to go up, or we could just drop a little bit to here and then continue to go up. But this is looking like the new target area for price before we'll start to see some retracement again. Okay, and plus this is more promising for price rollover. Just look at how choppy these moves are compared to how smooth this is going up. This is going up a lot smoother than which it came down. Now initially it was coming down very, very smooth, but it started getting very, very, very choppy. Then the range came, then now boom, we're heading back to the long side. Okay, hope this information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.